we are again. It really does seem like Jeanette just can't help herself, can she? Like, you would think if there was one person who would be really good at keeping themselves out of trouble, it would probably be an attorney, wouldn't it? But it seems like to me that Jeanette potentially missed out on a few classes in law, and that's completely fine, Jeanette, okay? There's no shame in that. But it's time to drop the act, alright? You got us. It was a great prank. But we're in on it now. We get it, right? You saying you're an attorney, it's kind of like Dave on Kick-Ass saying he's a superhero. Like, yeah, it's technically true, but come on. It's been a great run, but I'm sure retirement will treat you well. God, she's gonna hate me, isn't she? Yes, today we are talking about Jeanette Braun for multiple reasons. It does seem like Jeanette has potentially broke the law and actually snitched on herself in a TikTok video, which is just classic Jeanette Braun. I appreciate the content, but we also have a few more bits I did want to talk about today. Now, first things first, I do want to give credit to CC Suarez and Mad Katzer for the information in today's video. Both very good YouTubers. Link in the description if you want to go and check them out. They've made some great videos on Jeanette and other people as well if you're interested. Now, you might remember in one of my first videos talking about this topic, there was a situation where someone just sent a private email to Lauren asking about her takes on certain topics that they thought were pretty problematic.
Good morning, Lauren. I'm reaching out to you to see if you have any further comments on being caught interacting with extremist right content and hateful anti-trans posts as well. I have several people reaching out to me stating they have been blocked just for simply asking for an explanation.
The person sending the email clearly isn't happy with what they've seen in regards to what Lauren the Mortician has been posting on social media and liking and following and whatnot, and asked Lauren the Mortician to elaborate on it. Regardless of what your opinion is on that, we should all be able to agree that a private email asking questions should never result in a cease and desist and threatening legal action. And that's exactly what happened, and up until now I hadn't actually saw the cease and desist. The only time I'd ever heard Lauren's opinion on it was in her big response video on TikTok. She basically said that someone reached out to her privately on email and started blackmailing her and threatening her and stuff like that. Then the email was obviously shown. Clearly that didn't happen. But now we actually have the cease and desist itself thanks to Mad Katzer, and let me tell you, it's as baffling as you would probably expect from Jeanette. But before we get any further into the video, I do just want to tell you about today's sponsor, Aura. I'm sure we all know by now that internet safety is incredibly important, and even if you do, it is still very shocking to hear the full extent of it. I mean, data brokers are just out there happily selling your information to scammers and spammers and anyone else who'd want to target you. Like, we're talking your name, your email, your address, health records, relatives, literally anything they can get their hands on. In fact, just a few years ago, my second channel here on YouTube actually got hacked and got turned into a crypto scam where they pretended it was ran by Elon Musk. It wasn't exactly fun. And that's why I believe that Aura is a very important app for your internet safety. Like, not only can they show you what data brokers are selling your information, but they can also automatically submit opt-out requests for you, which will not only reduce the amount of spam that you get, but it'll also protect you from hackers who are trying to use your information against you. And look, not only is it very important, but it's also incredibly simple to do so. You don't need your separate VPNs and password managers and so on. You can do it all in one with Aura for a reasonable price. So if you want to take the next step in protecting your personal information, you can either click the link in the description or go to www.aura.com/markie and you can start your 2-week free trial. And yeah, a big thanks to Aura for sponsoring this video, and without further ado, let's get back into it. So straight away we can see Jeanette's claims here. This is the reason she's sending the cease and desist, because the email that we read out in a previous video apparently included blackmail, extortion, defamation, false light, harassment, stalking, and continuational rights violations. An email asking someone to elaborate on their opinion. Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised. I am Lauren the Mortician's federal civil attorney, and I'm in receipt of your email below. The email address, blank, is associated with both of you. You both are hereby demanded to immediate cease your malicious activities, which include sending emails and posting on Reddit. She fucking hates Reddit, doesn't she? She's mentioned this a lot. And other social media platforms blackmail, harassing, extortion, defaming, and false light claims against my client. These actions are not only morally reprehensible, but also illegal. Your conduct directly violates several laws and legal principles, many of which have both criminal and civil activities. I strongly encourage you to hire attorneys, particularly a federal civil attorney and a federal criminal defense attorney. While this email is only intended to address your civil violations, I provide the probable criminal violations of your edification? Is that what that says? Oh, she meant to say edification. She just spelled it wrong. I mean, she really is good at her job, isn't she? Now, this next paragraph is brilliant, right? Because they say, please note, this is not an attempt to restrict legitimate free speech. Kind of is. And we believe that the internet and social media platforms are important mediums of dissemination of accurate and truthful information for fair comments on issues of interest. For instance, if you want to make a video discussing your opinions or making true statements of fact, that would be within your rights. I mean, this is a very baffling sentence, isn't it? Because it's true, first of all, but secondly, she clearly didn't hold this opinion for very long. Because the amount of people that she's tried to take down who have just give their opinions or facts is mind-blowing. The Do We Know Them podcast, for instance, they spoke about their opinions on Jeanette, saying that they thought she was a rogue attorney and all this stuff. Jeanette tried suing them. Oh, sorry, let me correct that. Is trying to currently sue them. Still, your activities, however, unlawfully violate my client's rights and are not protected by your First Amendment rights. Once again, highly encourage you to hire an attorney as this is a serious matter. Yes, sending a private email to someone asking questions is very, very serious, isn't it? She goes into details of each claim in violation here. We got blackmail. She goes into like a bunch of detail why she believes this is blackmail. I don't think that anyone watching this video would agree it was blackmail in the first place, but in case you want to hear a more educated opinion, here is Mad Katzer, who, again, is an actual attorney.
A thing of value. Asking Lauren to clarify her position on certain issues, that's not a thing of value. It's not blackmail. They're saying, if you set the record straight, I guess we'll be satisfied with where you stand, and there won't be any need for us to continue looking at what you've publicly put out there on social media. That's not a thing of value. Asking her to clarify her position is not a thing of value. This is not blackmail. That whole allegation is just absurd.
I mean, that's a very good point, and like I said, no one actually believed that this was blackmail. Again, it's stuff that was posted publicly, as Mad Katzer just said. It's not as if the email said, oh, we found something dodgy about you in your private life, and we will release it unless you actually change your opinions on this topic. It was nothing like that. They asked for clarification on your opinions before they potentially voiced their opinions on your opinions. It's actually quite a nice thing to do, because they had every right to voice their opinions on the stuff that you've liked and followed and posted on social media before sending you this email. And again, it's actually probably nice that they did send you the email first. And either way, this is a private email, right? She received a private email that she didn't like. Do you know what you can do to that? Delete it. Don't reply. Report as spam if you want to. One thing you don't need to do in reply to a private email is threaten legal action. My client has suffered significant damage as a result of you organising a group of people to engage in the smear campaign you continue to push and lead others to push, and is currently working to pursue all available legal remedies to protect her rights. So this organising a group thing that she's going on about here, she's trying to make it seem as if it's like a cult or something. She's talking about the fact that this person who sent the private email and Caffeinated Kitty had, spoke before. And in fact, Caffeinated Kitty clarified a long time ago that they didn't actually speak until after this interaction happened. So I would personally love to know where the significant damage is that she's referring to here, because again, it's a private email. Like, where's the damage? I mean, her feelings might have been slightly hurt. Is that what we're going to say here? Okay, right, fair enough. You are hereby demanded to cease and desist from any further communication with my client or posts on social media, including sending emails or any other form of correspondence. Further, you are demanded to issue a public apology to my client, recanting all of the false information and overall false narrative you have posted and organised others to post. A public apology for a private email. I mean, I've heard it all now. Can you imagine that in any other situation, right? If someone sent you like a message or an email or something that you weren't a big fan of, you thought it was a bit mean, and you demanded that they posted a public apology on social media? A public apology for something that was never public in the first place? It makes zero sense. Now, the person who sent the original email, and again, it's one email that they sent, I will keep repeating that because it's mental, well, they actually replied to Jeanette's mental claims here and said, lol, please explain to me how you have my family's information. That's stalking. Nothing I have sent has been harmful or close to your claims. No one is stalking or harassing. I sent one email. All have a blessed day. Nothing illegal with asking questions. Now, I guess this person actually reached out to Jeanette's office to ask questions about this. Maybe they were kind of panicking about like the legal threats and stuff and wanted to ask questions, to which Jeanette obviously didn't answer the phone. The message was left with the office, but did respond via email. You told my office that I said you could call me if you had questions. I never said such a thing. Please direct me to that statement in my email if you are going to maintain this position. I'm assuming she meant to say if you are going to maintain this position. I will not accept any phone calls from you. You are to communicate with me in writing only. You are once again encouraged to hire counsel to assist you with these serious legal matters. You also told my office that you are refusing to comply with the demand, and then you sent the email below agreeing to comply. You have not complied with the demands. I do not see your public apology on any of your social media accounts. I assume this is what she means by you also told my office that you were refusing to comply because she didn't want to post a public apology, because why the fuck should she? Caffeinated Kitty confirmed on Saturday in writing to me that you and she worked together to start and threaten to continue the smear campaign, blackmail, harassment, coercion, etc. against my client. Caffeinated Kitty definitely didn't say that. Can you imagine her saying that in writing? By the way, just want to let you know, we are still going to work together to blackmail you. You know, there's going to be a lot of harassment coming your way. No, in actual reality, Jeanette has just twisted her words here to fit her narrative, which is crazy because that's the type of stuff that she's accusing other people of doing and sending them cease and desist for doing, but she clearly does herself. But now let's move on to the potential law break that I spoke about at the beginning of this video, because I mean, it's daft, right? It should be incredibly obvious that you can't do this to genuinely the average person. You don't have to be an attorney to realize that this is wrong, but this is something that Jeanette allegedly did. Yeah, you like the use of that word allegedly, Jeanette? I feel like when I'm using that word, I'm in like a video game and I'm putting my shield up, you know? You gotta be extra careful with Jeanette. But in CC Suarez's video titled TikTok Lawyer's Client Scammed Customers and Faked Her Own Death, she actually goes on to talk about some more clients of Jeanette, and one of these clients is someone who actually owns a store, like an online store. And it seems like Jeanette has potentially given out advice to her clients that is illegal, and it's all to do with reviews on the store. Now, Jeanette actually posted this on her TikTok account. I believe it's now deleted, this video specifically, and this was advice that she was giving out to people with an online store. Add this language to a pop-up screen when someone goes to check out, or to your terms of service that someone has to check to agree with when using your website. Yeah, I do have to apologize because the quality of the screenshot isn't exactly great. It's a bit hard to read, but I will try my best to read it out for you lot to understand and try and remove the Borough accent if possible. By completing my purchase. I'm not going to read it like that. By completing my purchase, I agree that I will not disparage or encourage others to disparage the company. I agree not to denigrate the company verbally or in writing, and that neither I nor anyone acting on my behalf will publish, post, or otherwise release any material written or electronic format, make speeches, gain interview, or make public statements that mention the company, its operations, clients, employees, products, or services without the prior written consent of the company, which straight away is mental. So what Jeanette is trying to do here is advise people who have an online store to put this writing on the website that you have to agree with to make a purchase. And by agreeing to these terms, you will agree that no matter the product that you get, even if it's shit, it's not what you ordered, you can't give your opinion about the store. You can't be honest about your experience. I agree not to post any issues I may have with the company in any buyer beware group or similar group. And if I do, I acknowledge the company can file suit against me for any damage my post may have caused to the company. This is actually insane. We are talking about someone who is technically an attorney, as much as it doesn't seem like it. And yes, by the way, this is, at least in my opinion and a lot of other people's opinions, an actual attorney's opinion in Mad Catzer, illegal. Now, as Mad Catzer shows in this video, there's a thing called the Consumer Review Fairness Act, which goes completely against what Jeanette's trying to do here. The Consumer Review Fairness Act, CRFA, protects people's ability to share their honest opinions about a business's products, services, or conduct in any forum, including social media. Contracts that prohibit honest reviews or threaten legal action over them harm people who rely on reviews when making their purchase decisions. And I mean, if this doesn't just sum up exactly what Jeanette is trying to do here, then I don't know what will. But remember, as Jeanette said earlier, she's all for freedom of speech, apparently. All for freedom of speech until it negatively affects her in some way. I mean, she is the most baffling human being I think we've ever spoke about on this channel. I mean, it really does seem like she's snitching herself here, and I believe the TikTok is deleted. I really tried hard to find it on a TikTok account, but she's got so many videos that just look so fucking similar. Most of it is just her reading text on the screen, but I genuinely couldn't find it. I tried. Maybe I'm wrong. I believe it's gone, but I could be wrong. But if it has been deleted, that is hilarious, because I can only imagine that she probably realized what she was doing was very illegal and very wrong. But yeah, either way, I'm gonna leave the video there. I would love to know your opinions and everything that we spoke about in today's video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like down below, subscribe if you are new, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.